All right, folks, back here on the Bossman Show with new head coach at Penn State, Micah Shrewsberry, the Nittany Lions out of the Big Ten. Coach, what's up there with you in Happy Valley up there, man? How's the weather up there, man? Is it warm?
And you know what? It's warm right now. If there's any recruits listening, it's like 80 and sunny.
Yes.
No, man, it's good. We handling everything right now. It's I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the weather. I'm enjoying this place and the sun's shining. So it's always a good day.
Coach, what does it mean to you, man, to get your first opportunity to be a D1 head coach at a Power 5 school like Penn State and the Big Ten, great conference as well, great resources to bring players in and sell the young men on a great education and a great university and a coach who really cares about them and get them to the level they want to be in the NBA and beyond?
Man, it's really exciting. And for me, it's been a long journey. And I started, really grinding, really at the lowest level. And I've coached at every level in college except for the junior college level. I've coached at Division III, Division II, Division I, NAIA. So I've kind of worked my way up, and to have this be my first opportunity, it's fun and exciting for me, but it also, I got to tip my cap to the people that have done it before me, because that's allowed me to be here. And I talk to those guys all the time, man. The Leonard Hamiltons, the Patrick Ewings, the Juwan Howards, the Mike Boyntons. Like, if those guys not having success, then I'm not getting an opportunity to do this.
Most definitely, coach. And in this cycle, so many African-American coaches have been hired this cycle. So talk about that, how happy you see a lot of guys we can represent. A lot of players are black players, and having coaches that look like them had to be good for players to see coaches who look like them coaching them now. And in that head role, rather than being assistant or just a recruiter role.
Yeah, no, that it's been really good. And, a lot of black coaches are getting an opportunity now. And like I said, that's a testament to the guys before us that have done a lot of really great things. And now, that puts it on my shoulders. Myself, Ben Johnson is new at Minnesota. Mike Woodson, who's at Indiana now. Juwan Howard. So we went from having one black head coach in the Big Ten to having four. And that's a significant step. But across the country, a lot of coaches are getting an opportunity. And I'm putting that on my shoulders, that if the guys before me weren't doing great things, I wouldn't get this opportunity. Now I got to do everything right. I got to run this program the right way. I got to have success so I can help the next guy get an opportunity.
And Coach, man, at what point did you decide you want to get into coaching? I know my dad's a coach, but I never wanted to be a coach. I also want to be in radio and talk about the game. After I got through playing, I'm a talker. I was going to play and talk about the game that way. He wanted to get into coaching. So for you, Coach, which one to get into coaching and decide, hey, this is my next path here?
You know what? I always love the game. Like, I always love being around the game, watching the game, playing the game. Once I got to like high school, once I played in college, I knew I wasn't going to play at the next level. Like, God didn't tap me on my head and give me that athletic ability to play at that next level. So I knew it was the end for me. But I wanted to stay around the game. And this was a way for me to stay around the game. I felt like as a player, I understood the game. Like, I could see plays, a couple, frames ahead and knew what was going on. So I knew coaching was an avenue I wanted to get into. So I really started my junior and senior year kind of going in that direction. Even while I was playing, I was trying to do some stuff behind the scenes with our assistant coaches, learning what they were doing, because a lot of people don't know, especially as a player, you have no idea what the assistant coaches are doing. You just think, practice start at 3, they just roll in at 3:00 and, they go to practice, then they go home. But man, they're doing stuff all day, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So I had to learn. Early and watch those guys, and then, trying to get my foot in the door somehow, some way. And I was lucky to do that right after college.
Most definitely, and you work with some great people. So tell us about that process of preparing to become a head coach, because I know you work with some great people. So a lot of different ways to get stuff done. You've been coached in the eye levels, head man there for a while there. So talk about that, man.
It was I got an opportunity right away. I was a graduate assistant at University of Indianapolis, so it's a Division II school. I was fresh out of college, and we had like two guys on the team that were older than me, and like
Wow.
I had no idea what I was doing. Like I was young. I was doing what I thought. Like I'd show up late, and Christmas break, like I just roll in right for practice. And Coach Sturgeon was the head coach there, and he was like, "No, this is not how it's supposed to go. This is not how you do it." And he really helped me. He really helped me. The assistant coach there, a guy named Ian Brown, really helped me. And I worked at there. I worked at some lower levels of Division III. People really showing me the ropes. They just throw you to the fire there. There's not a whole lot of staff or assistants, so you got to do everything. And you got to learn how to do everything. And then I finally got a chance at the Division I level at Marshall University. I was director of operations there, and one of the guys on my staff now, a guy named Aki Collins. Aki was an assistant coach, and he really like showed me the ropes, man. He took me under his wing. He showed me like about recruiting. He talked to me about following up with people. He talked to me about building relationships, and that stuck with me. That really stuck with me for a long time. And he and I worked together 18 years ago, and I've always been looking to repay him for that. And I finally got an opportunity to get a head coaching job, and he was one of the first dudes that I called, because the way he looked after me, like he cares. He really cares, and he
Hmm.
showed that he cared. But it wasn't about him. It was about helping people. So that's who I want. I want him around our guys. I want him around some of the young people on our staff, so he can help mentor them and get them ready for their opportunity.
And coach, for you, what were the core values of your program going forward here to bring in the nitty line man you want to bring in to be a great Penn State man, leave your program and have a 40-year friendship with you for you be at their weddings? Tell us the ideal young man that you want in your program and what be
Yeah.
your core values of your program.
You know what? For me, coming to a school like Penn State is a great academic opportunity, and I want guys that really want to strive to do that, that really want to strive to get their education, no matter how long they're here. Like, I want them to graduate in that 4 years, but if we get a kid that's special and can go somewhere early, like I want him to value his time academically while he's here. And then, we want to make them better players. And I always talk about this being a development program, but we want to develop them off the court. We want to get guys and prepare them for life after basketball. When the basketball stops, like you could play professionally for 20 years, and at the end of the day, you're still going to be a former basketball player for 30 more years. So, like, what's that look like for you? So we need to develop and help them with life, and what life is going to look like, and prepare them to go out into this world and be able to handle it, and be successful. So I want to try and model it for them in different ways. I want my staff to model it for them. Some of the things I talk about, like my core values, that I always hit these guys with, is unity, passion, servanthood, thankfulness, humility, and accountability. And like I said, those 6 things we're going to talk about. We're going to make decisions based on things like that. And these aren't things that I like made up. Like, these things have been around forever. But if I'm pushing these, if I'm talking about these, like at the end of the day, I want to make these guys, a better father. I want to make them a better husband. I want to make them a better boyfriend, son, brother, whatever it may be. That's my goal here, is to do that for them.
And coach, speaking of that, man, because in our world, coaches, it's ours crazy. So having those 6 key components will help guide a young man for the rest of his life. Because anywhere you go, those 6 core values will take you anywhere you want to go in life. Whatever field after basketball stops, those core values will still remain the same and remain true the rest of a young man's life.
That's right. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't prepare them for that. Like, it's basketball is really important, and winning games is really important. But at the end of the day, I'm here to prepare these guys for life, and that's what I'm gonna enjoy at the end. At the end of the day, is those guys coming back later on in life with their kids, with their families, and me being able to see them, being able to see the person that they've become. Like, that's important. That's where it really hits home. Nobody cares what you've done, and people look at the wins, the losses, and everything else, and we get judged by that as coaches. But at the end of the day, if I'm preparing these guys to be better men, then I'm doing my job.
And coach, look at here, man. You're in a great spot to recruit. I mean, Happy Valley, the Northeast corridor up there, man. The Midwest is right there at your footsteps. Easy flight from Atlanta up to Penn State. The weather might a little bit chillier, guys, but it's still good to go play for Coach Shrewsberry. So tell us about the national brand of Penn State and recruiting all over the country and getting guys from all over the place, not just in Pennsylvania and up there.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go anywhere to find who fits us, and like I would love to go down. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta recruiting guys. When I was at whether it be Butler or whether it be at Purdue, and we're gonna continue to do that now. Like I said, Coach Collins, he lives in Atlanta, so we're gonna have a strong presence down there. But there's a lot of areas here that's easy to recruit and easy to get to, and we're not too far from Philadelphia. We're not far from Washington, D.C. We're not far from Baltimore. So New York City, we can get to a lot of places. And we got a lot to sell. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to really like pushing our brand. Like, we got a recognizable brand. And people think about Penn State, they think about football, and we want to use, what James Franklin is doing to help boost our program until we can make our own name. And, that's the one thing that I'm proud of. And kids in Atlanta or kids across this country need to know, like, Penn State's the only Power 5 program with a black head football coach and a black head basketball coach. And that just shows that, we're trying to push this thing forward and trying to push the envelope forward. And, this is a place for people to come and really reach their dreams.
And coach, good for you, coach. We have 34 affiliates on the Bossman show outside of Atlanta. So you got people sitting in Ohio, here in Kentucky, Arkansas, Texas. Coach, we based in Atlanta. We got affiliates all over, 34 different states, coach. So hey, the message is getting out real good right there, coach. I'm telling you right now.
I love it. I love it, boss man. We're gonna do a weekly segment.
I would love it. Yes, I would love it, coach. And Larry, I got two-parter for you. Last course, two-part for you. What's your favorite spot to eat here in Atlanta? And what is your favorite Atlanta moment in your life coming in this city?
Man, I don't know if I have a favorite spot. Shoot, it's I'm gonna mess the name up. South City Kitchen, is that the name of it?
Oh, you got it. You got
it. Okay. I used to hit that all the time when we would come in to play with the Celtics. It was right around the corner from our hotel, so I used to hit that one all the time. There's one in Midtown right there, so I would hit that. I would say that's probably my favorite, but I need to venture out more when we come down that way. My favorite memory, man, boy, I don't know. We had some battles with the Hawks, when I was with the Celtics. So I don't know if I want to talk about the good memories for me, because they ended up being wins
that's fine.
For the green team. But, probably one of the last ones down there was we played a great national TV game, and Isaiah hit that last second shot, kind of gave Bazemore the stanky leg, and then hit that pull-up jumper right there at the end. But we had a fair share of battles. They knocked us out of the playoffs real early. One of the years I was there, one of the first years we got in, when they had that team with, Horford and Jeff Teague and Corver and Millsaps. They had that great team. So I just enjoyed being down there, man, competing against the Hawks. I had my family with me one time on one of the trips, and even took my boys up to get a haircut up top there during warm-ups, pregame warm-ups. They went up top and got a haircut in the arena. So I got a lot of memories of Atlanta, and looking forward to having a lot more.
Well, coach, never having a show much more want you, coach. Love to have you, coach. I'm always open to have on black coaches and help promote your program, your platform here in Atlanta. So, coach, anytime I come on the show, hey, then let me know I'm with you, coach.
I appreciate it, man. Good luck to your Hawks in the playoffs.
Thank you, Coach. We need it, man. We got to stop somebody, defend somebody. So, yes, sir. Coach, thank you again for your time, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me. Appreciate it.